groovy people, welcome to the channel. I'm the self-proclaimed Blue Dragon. This is an art channel focusing on independent art projects, namely my own free webcomic, Dark Horse. It's not safe for work, but the links are down in the description. But I also talk about other projects and just art-related topics, things that interest me. This week is the monthly Q&A for August of 2023. Every month I have a Q&A for patrons at the $5 level or higher, or also anyone over on Subscribestar. And I take this opportunity to answer any questions that people might have. If this isn't a video that interests you, don't worry, I'll be back next week with something more art related. Otherwise, sit back and enjoy the video. In the background, I'm working on some kind of art project. I don't know what I'm doing because I am recording before planning out the background, so enjoy whatever's going on in the back. Alright, let's jump right into the questions. First one I got was, do you worry about being unoriginal? And, I mean, not really. I do, like anyone, occasionally I'll come across something that appears to be a similar idea or something that I thought was original and it was either published before me or I think, oh, I wonder if they read my shit. And then I have to check myself and be like, no, you dummy. People have like similar trains of thought all the time, especially if they're consuming the same art and media and music and things that you enjoy. They might have similar concepts or ideas that they want to impart upon the world with their own art. So, to a degree, everyone has those fears, I think, but it's very fleeting for me because I think, you know what? No, my stuff is original. Even if it's similar to something else, it's inspired by and taken from so many different things, such a variety of different things, that I feel what I'm doing is fairly unique, even if, some tropes and things kind of fall in line with what other people have done in the past or in the present. But that's something that, I think everyone experiences, again, including me, so I don't think it's an unnatural feeling at all. I think it's a very reasonable thing for people to worry about, but because, as King Solomon says, there's nothing new under the sun, or as Picasso says, great artists I don't remember, something they steal, I don't remember. But yeah, there's nothing new, and there's only like new spins and takes over whatever, and so yeah, it's reasonable to feel that way, to feel that fear, but once I think things over a little bit, I realize it's just kind of a fleeting thing, and I will be, re-encouraged and invigorated to continue working on what I'm doing. So yeah, I think that's I think that answers that question fairly well, fairly thoroughly. The next question I got, how do you come up with chapter titles? Oh my gosh, I love coming up with titles for things, you guys. In college, that was like one of my favorite things to do, was to play around with titles. Like I did an essay on like the Federalist Papers, and I kind of did a different take where I was discussing in the essay how there's a serious problem with periods and extremely long run-on sentences with our founding fathers. Okay, can we just say that? Because there were literal sentences and paragraphs. No, it would be a sentence that was literally a page long in the Federalist Papers. So I decided to title it, and I read, "The Federalist Papers, the Constitution in its part, Brutus in his examination and disagreements with the constriction, Hamilton and his improvements upon the Constitution, and the others who helped to write the Federalist Papers, their problems with extremely wordy amendments, long letters, and examples of some of my own personal corrections upon their writing styles." Just to kind of make fun of how poor I felt the grammar was in those. Which also reminds me of the back in the day when I would edit my dad's surveying plats. There would be there was the map part, and I forget what the written section was, but it would be one long sentence on the northwest corner of A. Abner Hall's lot at point blah blah blah, and it would all be one sentence. So that was kind of me playing with the title there. Some other titles, I just love coming up with titles, y'all, and I try to pull from things like pop culture or music, songs, literature. I like to play with words. One of the other titles that I did was one of my favorites personally, and I'm not going to pat myself on the back for this, but I am going to read it. And all stand for ampersand, or the ampersand formerly known as and, which is regarding a poem, I believe, by Wilbur? I think, yeah, Richard Wilbur, for one of my contemporary poets courses that I'd taken. Another one that I really liked, I love having, like, subtitles on my titles, but the meat industry, human health hazard and environmental menace. Yeah, y'all, this has been a thing for me forever. Always the Muse's Tale, a train of visions. That was for the Milton class that I didn't finish the last essay for because I'm a turd. Also for Milton, Only the Blind Man Sees. I have so much fun with titles, you guys. I don't know, like I said, the way I come up with them is I pull from, like, literature and music and phrases and sentences. I like to play with them. I like to kind of turn things. I like to kind of turn things on their side. I did an essay regarding Prospero in one of my Shakespeare courses, and I titled it "The Persistence of Memory: Oil on Canvas, 9.5 by 13 inches." And that was, you know, kind of a reference to, like, the concept of the persistence of memory by Dali, but speaking in terms of the character Prospero from The Tempest, who is constantly talking about how he's going to forgive and forget, but because he constantly is bringing, you know, the betrayal to him up, does he really ever forget? No, there's that persistence of memory. So I kind of like to take things that are, like, totally unrelated to each other and find a strain or a string that kind of connects them. And I don't know, I just have a lot of fun with titles. So whenever I approach the titles of my own comic, you know, like I'm working on Time Warp right now. Big fan of Rocky Horror Picture Show. I didn't let anyone make me get tired of it. I kind of abstained from doing it every single year like a lot of my friends did, just so that I would still enjoy it. So there's a reference to Time Warp. If we're talking about, like, I think it's like the 5th act of Dark Horse, The New Deal. That is a reference to FDR's New Deal, which helped to, you know, kind of pull us, well, in a way, tried to start helping pull us out of the Depression. But it's kind of, you know, only it's a deal and they're shaking hands on the cover. So it's kind of, you know, kind of like giving a nod to historic things, but kind of reimagining it and re-envisioning things as appropriate for my comic. So yeah, titles, I don't know if that will help anyone with titles. Having creative titles will help, you know, kind of stick in people's memory, I think. But you can also just keep it simple, like Dark Horse itself. I wanted it to be simple. I wanted it to be close to the beginning of the alphabet, not too far in. I know that sounds insane, but, like, if you're going down the list, if people oftentimes don't get all the way down to the end of the list. And also, of course, I've talked about how, like, you know, George Harrison and, like, the Hindu influence on my comic and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things, but, like, I wanted to keep it simple for that reason. I just kind of approach titles and I don't know, I just have fun, I guess. I don't know if that will help anyone out there with their titles or not, but if it does, hey, I hope it does help. If you're talking about, like, my video titles, if I'm totally misinterpreting, oh no, it was chapter titles. Okay, yeah, they said chapter titles. But regarding YouTube, if you ask me how I come up with my video titles, they're not always very good, but I kind of like a similar thing. I like to reference things, or I like to use alliteration or assonance. Assonance is, like, instead of using, like, hard consonants in your titles, like Robert ran relay races, you might use A's, the A sound, or like another vowel, and I can't even think of Otto Owl, obstinately, I don't know, I can't even think of anything, but, you know, kind of like assonance is like the vowel version of that. And anyway, I'm nerding out, so let's go ahead and mark that question as answer. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just having a little bit of fun with this. Okay, let's move along to the next question. Are you submitting a comic to the Fall ComicFury zine? FYI, we are already starting we actually just closed the application process for the Fall A Walk in the Woods ComicFury zine. This is a Safe for Work zine. We just did the Psychedelica Not Safe for Work this past summer, and now we're gearing up for the fall. It's going to be a banger this year. We've already got like 7 people, including myself. So to answer that question, yes, I am planning to do a comic, but I'm also very behind on all my work, and so I might drop out, or I might just do a shorter story. I don't know. I have like the thumbnails kind of like sketched out, but it's really messy. So I don't know. I might drop out, but I think I'm going to participate because I really wanted to do this time zine also, because it really fits with the theme of Dark Horse, with like, you know, the fall of the industrialized world, I shall say. And so I thought it would be like a perfect theme for me to work on a short regarding some of the side characters that we haven't really got to meet much. But I don't know. I think I might. I have signed up for it, and I had the plan written down, but I also said I might drop out because, you know, I'm heading like the design and the organization and stuff, and I might not have time to get everything in by the deadline. We'll see. As of right now, it's a tentative yes, but that could change at any time. That's all the questions I got this time. Thank y'all for watching this video. We're going to be back next week with another one, obviously, only it's not a Q&A. I am hoping, since I just viewed the second draft of the Summer Naradia zine, I'm hoping that it will be ready to kind of tour and show off to y'all then. If it's not, I've got other stuff in store for next week, so stick around. Thank you to my new subscribers. I should have said that at the beginning of the video, but I'm doing it now. Thank y'all. I hope you're enjoying the video. If you got any questions, put them down in the comments. I will answer as fast as I can. And other than that, I hope y'all are having a great week. Peace and love. Fare you well. And keep on trucking.